Time to know the news of the week. I'm Hannah Tabios. This is the MB Rundown. President Rodrigo Duterte confirmed on Tuesday that he will finally raise Manila's 2016 arbitral victory against China in his fifth visit to Beijing later this month. Presidential spokesperson Salvador Panelo earlier said that it is time for the president to assert the country's sovereign rights in the West Philippine Sea amid rising maritime tensions in the hotly contested waters. Former Foreign Affairs Secretary Albert Del Rosario, who was among those who led the filing of the case in the International Arbitral Tribunal, commended President Duterte's decision to finally invoke the Hague ruling. Meanwhile, during his China visit, the president also intends to watch the FIBA World Cup and inaugurate the school building in honor of his late mother Soledad, who taught in University of Fujian in 1951. The Sandiganbayan 2nd Division has dismissed the 102 billion ill-gotten forfeiture case filed by the Presidential Commission on Good Governance or PCGG against former strongman Ferdinand Marcos and his cronies due to lack of evidence. In its 67-page ruling, the anti-graft court said the PCGG failed to present sufficient evidence to prove that the properties sought to be recovered are indeed wealth accumulated through illegal means. The defendants include former President Ferdinand Marcos, his wife Imelda, and 8 of his cronies. The Sandiganbayan said it took more than 30 years before the case is submitted for decision, but the prosecution failed to present sufficient evidence. It will be recalled that early this June, President Duterte issued a formal order to auction off around 700 million worth of jewelry of former First Lady Imelda Marcos, which was part of ill-gotten wealth seized by the PCGG following the ouster of his husband. Amid the staggering number of dengue infections, the Department of Health has declared on Monday a national dengue epidemic. This after Health Secretary Francisco Duque III said dengue cases have already claimed lives of at least 622 people since January nationwide. He said around 146,000 were recorded as of July 20. The figure was 98% higher than those reported in the same period last year. Duque clarified that the declaration is important to identify where a localized response is needed and to enable the local government units to use their quick response fund. But Secretary Delfin Lorenzana said there is no national emergency yet. Meanwhile, several towns and provinces have placed their areas under a state of calamity due to outbreak, including Eastern Samar, City of Calamba in Laguna, and San Andres Town in Catanduanes. The Philippine National Police is now conducting a thorough investigation on a Philippine-based website linked to the El Paso shooting incident in the United States last Saturday. Police Chief General Oscar Albayalde said he has ordered the PNP Anti-Cybercrime Group or ASG to carry out the probe on the operation of 8chan website, which allegedly allows posting of racist commentaries that may spur a person to carry out attacks. Albayalde said he already asked PNP ASGs to gather all relevant technical details to verify and monitor the website, which is reportedly owned and operated by an American national who has been living in the country for more than a decade now. Online messaging board 8chan is in hot water after the 21-year-old suspect in El Paso shooting incident in Texas used the platform to express his anger against immigrants, primarily Latin Americans, before he went on a shooting spree on Saturday, U.S. time, killing 22 people in Walmart. On Wednesday, PNP has welcomed 8chan creator Frederick Brennan's willingness to talk to authorities. Brennan said he created the freewheeling web board in 2013, but in 2015, U.S. Army veteran Jim Watkins acquired the website. And on Tuesday, Watkins, as 8chan's current owner, has been summoned to testify before the U.S. Homeland Security Committee. A confidential United Nations report revealed that North Korea has allegedly stolen around $2 billion to support its weapons of mass destruction programs using highly sophisticated cyber attacks to steal from financial institutions and cryptocurrency exchanges. The leaked report, which was compiled by independent experts, said that Pyongyang also continued to enhance its nuclear and missile programs despite not conducting any nuclear or intercontinental ballistic missile or ICBM test. Experts said most North Korean cyber actors were operating under the direction of a top North Korean military intelligence agency to carry out the cyber attacks and raise money for its weapons programs. Reports said the attacks are becoming harder to trace. North Korean mission to the United Nations has not yet responded on the report, which was submitted to the UN Security Council Committee last week. Meanwhile, these are the other top news of the week.
The official death toll in the Iloilo Sea mishap has been confirmed and finalized to 31 according to the Iloilo City Disaster Risk Reduction and Management Office. The incident happened on Saturday, August 3, where two wooden passenger motorboats, Chichi and Kizaya 2, ran into a squall or sudden emergence of violent winds. Almost 2 hours later, another ferry, Jenny Vince, flipped over when it encountered the small squall on its way to Iloilo City from Guimaras. 8 of the total fatalities are teachers. 5 are public school teachers in Iloilo, while the remaining 3 are vacationing UAE-based Filipino teachers. The Commission on Elections or COMELEC First Division has junked the nomination bid for former youth chairperson Ronald Cardema as the representative of the Duterte Youth Party List due to misrepresentation. But despite the ruling, the Duterte Youth Party List group still tagged Cardema as their first nominee by filing a new certificate of nomination on Tuesday. The Metro Manila Development Authority or MMDA said that the dry run of the controversial bus ban is not successful. This after only 5% of all provincial buses that would be affected by the ban voluntarily joined the dry run. The dry run still pushed through despite a preliminary injunction from a Quezon City court.
Let's take a quick recap of the MB rundown for today, August 9. President Rodrigo Duterte confirms he will invoke the country's 2016 arbitral victory in his 5th visit to China this month. The Sandiganbayan 2nd Division junks PCGG's 102 billion ill-gotten forfeiture case against former strongman Ferdinand Marcos and 8 of his cronies. DOH declares national dengue epidemic following staggering number of dengue infections. The Philippine National Police is now conducting a thorough investigation on a Philippine-based website linked to the recent U.S. mass shooting. And leaked UN report reveals North Korea allegedly stole around $2 billion in sophisticated cyber attacks. And that's the MB Rundown. I'm Hannah Tabios.